Hey everyone, it's Marina Gonzalez, and I'm very happy to be finally doing this video that I had been wanting to do for quite a while now. So this is the Halloween. This is like the sort of Halloween cosplay makeup tutorial that I had been wanting to do, and I wanted to do this video in October. In October during Halloween time, because this is kind of like a Halloween makeup look that you can wear. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the chance to do it because I was really busy with school. My schedule was very full and it was keeping me so busy. I just didn't get a lot of free time. Yeah, because sometimes school, it can keep you busy and you just don't get a lot of free time. So I apologize that I wasn't able to do this video as I planned, and yeah, it is a little late because it's December right now and it's Christmas time. So yeah, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'm sort of doing a Halloween video during Christmas time. But I am going to try to make a plan or a schedule for me in order to get my videos, made and uploaded on every Saturday like I do, in order to make things easier for me. So for this video, this is one of my favorite looks that I like to wear every time I'm dressing up. This look is kind of like a rock and roll sort of makeup look. It may not be exactly like a lot of rock stars wear, but this is just a look I like to wear when I dress up as a rock star. So I think this is a cool video to teach because I think a lot of people might like this look, and it's also one of my favorites. And you also notice I'm wearing my side French braid because this is the hairstyle I like to wear every time I do this makeup look because I think it looks cool with it. Because, sometimes when I do this look, it kind of makes me look a little hardcore a little bit. Because sometimes rock stars, they can look pretty hardcore with their outfits or their hair or their makeup. So that's why I'm kind of wearing this hairstyle with it. Because this is one of my favorite hairstyles I like to wear when I do this makeup tutorial. So I think that's... Oh, and one more thing. During the whole makeup process, I'm going to try to slow down during some of the difficult parts of the whole process in order for you to see exactly what I am doing as I'm applying the makeup all over to my face and to my eyes, just like the whole deal. So I think that's probably about it, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to use is my Up and Up Illuminating Daily Moisturizer, and I'm going to be applying this all over my face and I always use this every time I use makeup because it'll help keep my face nice and hydrated all day long. So I'm just putting a little bit onto my fingers, and I'm just going to gently rub it in all over my face. This will help keep your face from being so oily, and it'll help hydrate your face every time you wear makeup. That's why I always like to use this. Next, I'm going to use my Maybelline New York Dream BB Fresh Cream. This is sort of like the foundation I use every time I want to wear makeup. And I'm also going to use this beauty blender that I have to help blend out the foundation as I apply it to my face. So I'm just dabbing a little bit onto my fingers, and as you see, I'm making little spots everywhere, all over my face, because I want to make sure that I get every spot all over my face, and I don't want to miss any places because I always want the foundation to be blended out everywhere. So once I do that, I'm just going to take my blender and I'm just going to blend out every spot that I just marked all over my face. And you need to make sure that every spot is marked, and you don't want to miss any spots or have any weird lines that are showing. Everything has to be nice and blended out so it doesn't look weird. Once I've done that, I'm going to use my Master Conceal by Facestudio Under Eye Concealer. This is what I use every time that I wear makeup because it'll help hide the dark circles under my eyes. So I'm just going to put a few drops onto my fingers, and I'm just going to make a little line right there under my eyes. And you see that it's a pretty bright shade because it'll help hide those dark circles under my eyes. And every time you wear makeup, you want to look like you're bright and awake and not tired. And I'm also going to use my e.l.f. foundation blending brush to help blend out the concealer. Yeah, so I'm just taking the brush and I'm blending it out under my eyes. and a little bit onto my cheeks and onto my nose because I want to even out the foundation. And you see that it is pretty bright. It's helping to hide the dark circles. After applying that, I'm going to take my Neutrogena Healthy Skin Press Powder and I'm going to just apply it all over my face to help blend out the concealer and the foundation after I've used them. And I'm also going to use this Maange A35 Kabuki brush to help apply the powder. I'm just going to take the brush and I'm going to get enough powder that I want, and I'm just applying it all over my face just to blend out the foundation and concealer because you don't want it to be showing off. You need to make sure everything you've used is blended out with powder. Now I'm going to use this NYX Professional Makeup Eye Primer. This is what I use every time before I put on any eyeshadow because it'll help keep the shadow long lasting. And I'm also going to take this flat eye brush to help apply the primer all over my eyes. So as you see, I'm just taking the brush, getting enough primer that I want, and then I'm going to apply it all over my eyelids and also onto my brow bone because you need to make sure that you use primer. It'll help keep the eyeshadow long lasting all day because you don't want to have to worry about the eyeshadow coming off and having to reapply it a bunch of times. That's why you always need to prime your eyes before putting on any shadow. So as you see, I'm applying it to my eyes. I'm getting it all over my eyelids and onto my brow bone because those are the spots I need to have primered in order to get the eyeshadow on. Now we're going to be using my Sephora makeup palette. And the eyeshadows that we are going to be using is in this section called Rock. And as you see, it's these bright, dark shades because rock stars, they're all about using dark colors for their big performances. The first shade we are going to be using is this sort of like bright lavender shade, and it's going to be going all over my brow bone. So you see, I'm just taking a flat eye brush and I'm going to get as much of it as I can, and I'm going to apply it all over my brow bone. Every time you use like a specific set of eyeshadow colors, the lightest and brightest shade always has to go onto the brow bone before you apply on any other darker shades. And I do apologize if you can't really see the shade because it is a lighter shade, because sometimes lighter shades are really hard to see. And I'm doing my best to try to slow down a little bit just to show you exactly what I am doing. And I'm trying to get in a little bit closer to the camera to show you what I'm doing. So once I get one side, I'm just applying it to the other. I'm doing a few other coats just to try to show you exactly what the color looks like onto my brow bone. After applying that first shade, the next shadow we are going to be using is this sort of like grayish color, and this is one of the medium shade that I'm going to be applying all over my eyelids and also a little bit into the inner corner as well. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. blending brush to help apply that shadow. So as you see, I'm taking the brush, getting enough of the eyeshadow that I want, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it all over my eyelid. As you see, as I'm applying it, it's this like sort of darkish medium shade. That's what you always need to use every time you're using eyeshadow. The medium shade always has to go all over your eyelid and also a little bit into like the inner corner as well. So I'm doing my best to like kind of go a little slow just to show you exactly what I'm doing. And as you see right there, as I'm applying it to my other eye. Now the next shade we are going to be using is this sort of like bright purple eyeshadow, and this is going to be going on like the center of my eyelid and also like into the crease and outer corner of my eye. That's what you always have to do with the darker, as the shades get darker, you always have to apply it like farther out into the like the outer corner of your eye. So I'm taking the brush, getting enough of the eyeshadow that I want. And as you see, as I'm applying it, I'm applying it to like the center of my eyelid, like right there. And then I'm trying to form it into like a sort of wing shape on like the outer corner of my eye. I always love wearing my eyeshadow into a wing shape because I think it looks cool that way. And as you see, as I add it, this color will start to change. It'll go into this purple shade. And I'm also going to add that purple shadow onto my bottom eyelids as well. As you see, I'm applying it. I'm just putting it on the center of my eyelid, then a little into like the crease, and then onto the outer corner, and I'm trying to form it into like the wing shape that I want. So now I'm just taking the shadow and I'm adding a little bit onto my bottom eyelid. I always put like the darker shades onto my bottom lid because I always want the shades to like sort of align a little bit and to also help sort of form the wing shape that I want. And then I'm just taking my finger right there just to wipe away like any extra shadow that sort of fell out of its shape a little bit because I don't want to have any like weird shadow all over my face. The last shade I'm going to be using is this sort of like purplish black shade. This is the darkest shade that we are going to be using, and it's going to be going into my crease and also into the outer edge of my eye. So I'm taking a flatter brush and I'm getting the eyeshadow. Then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it like right there into like my crease. And as I'm applying it, I'm trying to form it into the wing shape that I want. See right there, I'm forming it into the shape and I'm also applying it to my bottom lid just to help align it a little bit. Once I have the shape formed that I want, then I'm just filling in the wing in like the sort of outer edge of my eye. The darkest shade always has to go onto the outer edge and into your crease, just to help get that like nice effect of like the eyeshadows that you are using. So once I get one side, I'm applying it to the other. I'm just going into my crease and I'm forming it into the wing shape that I want. Then as I'm applying it, I'm putting it onto my bottom eyelid as well. And then once the shape that I want is formed, I'm just filling in the wing and the outer edge. And like I said before, rock stars, they like to wear a lot of dark makeup because they're all about like character and stuff to help give like a good performance and also to look good every time they do big performances at like concerts or anything. Then I'm just wiping away like any extra shadow that just sort of fell out of its shape a little bit. Now once I do that, the shadows are all done. I'm just going to take my blending brush and I'm going to help blend out the shadows. So you see right there, I'm taking my blending brush and I'm blending out all the eyeshadows. Every time you apply eyeshadow, you always need to make sure that every shade you use stays blended out together because you don't want the shadows to be showing off individually. They all need to be well mixed together. Now here comes the tricky part. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. eyeliner with this sort of like sharp tip to it to help apply to my eyelash line. This is always the tricky part for me sometimes because, you know, eyeliner can be very difficult to apply. So as you see on my eye right there, I'm starting out with the liner sort of small, and as I'm working my way up to the other side of my eyelash line right there, I'm trying to form it into like that sort of wing effect that I like to wear. I always love wearing my liner in a wing because I think it looks cool that way. So I'm trying to form like that line, and then once I have the line formed, I'm trying to fill it out a little bit to make that sort of wing that I want. And I'm also going to skip applying the liner to my right eye because I always have a difficult time trying to even out the liner. I always want to have my liner like sort of nice and even, and I also have trouble forming the wing onto my right eye. That's why, because it can always be difficult sometimes to apply it to one side, because one side can be easy and one side can be hard. And it's also just for time's sake because it kind of takes me a while. And I apologize if you can't really see the liner that well. I'm trying to do my best to show you. So once I have one side, now the hard part is applying it to the other side. And there, I just applied the liner to my right eye right there, and I did my best to try to even it out and get it into the wing shape that I want. But at least I did my best. That's probably good enough. The last thing for my eyes, I'm going to use my Maybelline New York Great Lash Mascara, and I'm going to be applying it all over my top and bottom eyelashes. So I'm just taking the mascara that I need for it, and then I'm going to go ahead and just apply it to my top lashes, and then I'll do it to my bottom lashes. And I know my lashes are a little bit hard to see because the lighting is kind of not that good, and my lashes are they're not super long. So I apologize if you can't really see it that well. And as you see right there, I'm just taking the mascara and I'm applying it to my bottom lashes as well. I always like to have it on both my top and bottom lashes just to kind of even things out a bit. And you always got to be careful when applying the mascara because you don't want to have like a little accident and get it on your face or anything. So now we are completely done with the eyes. Now it's time for the cheeks. So I'm going to be taking this sort of like lavender, like light purple shade of blush right here, and it's going to be going all over my cheeks. And I'm also going to use this big sort of like fluffy brush to help apply the blush all over my cheeks. So I'm just getting enough of the blush that I want. And then I'm just going ahead and applying it to my cheeks. And I know the shade, it is a little hard to see because it is a super light kind of color that you can't see that well. And I always use a light blush for this look because I'm using a dark eye and dark lip. You don't want to use like a dark blush for this kind of look because it just looks like it's too much for it. Anytime you do a dark eye, dark lip, always use a light blush. Now it's time for my favorite part, and that's the lips. I'm going to be using this Lip Sense lip color by Sense Cosmetics. This is like a special kind of lip color that I use, but you don't have to use the exact same lip color that I am using. You can use any kind of lip color or like lipstick in the same shade that I am using. It's like a sort of dark purple violet color that I really love. For this kind of particular lip color that I am using, I have to apply multiple coats to my lips in order for the color to like show and like to have a big strong effect to my lips. So you see as I'm applying it to my lips, I have to apply it into like a straight line. And you see right there, I'm applying just like in a straight line right there onto my lips. And I got a little bit onto my teeth right there, so sorry about that. Then I'm just taking my hand to help dry the first coat because I have to apply like 3 or 4 coats in order for the color to show and have a big strong effect. Because if I just keep applying it without letting the coats dry, then the lip color is going to end up coming off and I have to end up fixing it later. And as you see right there, I'm applying a second coat, and as you see as I apply it, the color starts to come out more. And just like I said before, you don't have to use the exact same lip color I'm using. You can use any kind of lip color or lipstick in the same shade or color that I am using. See, I'm taking my hand and I'm trying to help dry the coat real quick before I put on another. And you also need to keep your mouth open a little bit for this one because if I close my mouth, then my lips will get stuck together and it's going to end up coming off. So I'm applying a third coat, and as you see, as I keep applying it, the color is going to come out a lot more brighter and a lot more stronger. So there's a third coat, and after this, I'm just going to apply one more coat. And as you see right there, I'm just applying one more coat before I completely let the lip color dry. And there, so I've finished applying the lip color, so now I have one more thing to apply. And as you see, the lip color looks really pretty and it goes good with this eyeshadow that I'm wearing. So the last thing I'm going to be using is the Lip Sense by Sense Cosmetics lip gloss. Every time I use lip colors like these, I always have to apply lip gloss on it because it'll help keep the lip color long lasting, and it also helps hydrate my lips because every time I apply the lip color, it will sort of dry my lips out if I don't use any gloss. That's why I always have to apply gloss after I use this kind of particular lip color. And as you see as I'm applying it, it's making the lip color a lot more shiny. Yeah, so it's making my lip color shiny, and it's also going to help keep my lips hydrated, and it'll help the lip color last almost all day. Then once I've finished applying the gloss, then my makeup look is now complete. I really hope you all love this makeup look. It is such an awesome look. It's a great kind of dark, kind of hardcore look for a pretty good rock star cosplay if you want to dress up like a rock star. And I really love it with my side French braid that I am wearing because I think it looks cool that way. And it also makes me look a little hardcore. And there you have it, guys. So that's how you do this sort of like rock and roll kind of cosplay makeup look. And I have to say, I had a really good time showing you how to do this makeup look. And like I said, this is one of my favorite looks that I love wearing because I really love the eyeshadow I'm wearing. I really love the lip color I'm wearing because these are like my favorite kind of like looks or like colors that I like to wear. Purple is one of my favorite colors. And this is like a look that you can wear not just if you want to dress up like a rock star or anything, but you could probably wear this like with any like different kind of costume you want, like what kind of costume you think may go good with this makeup look, or you can wear it for like any other kind of occasion if you want to. But anyways, I did have fun showing you how to do this. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. So remember, if you all have questions or comments, just leave them down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. And remember, I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye!